Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but it doesn't mean it's not annoying. People who see you trying to elevate, that triggers some people. Because if you go higher than what they believe, you're showing them that their ceiling is not your ceiling. The high maintenance friend wants all of your time, and you better stop what you're doing at the drop of a dime to answer their phone call. If you don't, you are going to be labeled as the bad friend. Hi beauty marks, it's me, Pamela Ricardo, and welcome back to my channel. I want to talk to you today about the types of friends that you may have in your life right now that very well may be dragging you down off of your pedestal. And as I always say, when you are on your way on up, you gotta watch the company that you keep. So let's talk about it. Now, I would call myself a low maintenance friend. You ain't gotta call me every day. You ain't gotta talk to me every single day. You don't even have to talk to me every single week, to be honest, or every month. You don't have to text me, you don't have to do anything. We just need to know that when we do see each other and when we do talk, we are good. As long as you ain't hating on me, you ain't bringing me down, you still liking my posts and you still showing me love and I'm still showing you love, we know we are in a good space. We do not have extra time these days. It seems like time is going by faster than ever. I feel like every day it's always almost 5 o'clock. At what point do you really have time to sit on the phone like we're teenagers? I'm in my 30s. When I was a teen, yeah, after school, what did I really have going on? I had a little after school job, but honestly, at this age, who's sitting on the phone all day chit-chatting about nonsense? We have things to do. Some of us have kids, some of us have husbands, we are at the gym, we have stuff to do before it's time to go back to bed and get back up and live our life, right? A lot of times I find that the friendships I had in the past were bringing me down for a lot of different reasons. Sometimes I had friends around me that I felt like I didn't put the pressure on them that they put on me. I felt so pressured. I felt like I wasn't being a good friend. I had friends that were like, oh, just always making me feel like I wasn't doing enough. If I didn't answer the phone, they would get angry. If I couldn't show up to every little thing they invited me to, they would get angry. Or they would be sending me subliminal little meme messages about like other people. And I'm like, are you talking about me? Was that a sneak diss? And I just got tired of it. It was draining my good energy because I don't put that much pressure on anyone. So I didn't like when others did it to me. Now, this may not apply to all of you. Some of you may be one of these people I'm about to talk about, but nevertheless, let's talk about it. The first friend I'm going to talk about is the high maintenance friend. The high maintenance friend wants all of your time, and you better stop what you're doing at the drop of a dime to answer their phone calls. You need to be at every event they invite you to, and if you don't, you are going to be labeled as the bad friend. You need to be around to answer that call about the boyfriend for the 25th time, and your boundaries will always be tested. I have a problem with that. I have created really good boundaries for myself because I used to let the high maintenance friend drive me nuts. Now, the thing about the high maintenance friend is they're not necessarily a bad person. They do annoying things like make you feel guilt for not being available all the time. But typically, I find that the high maintenance friend does have great, not benefits, but they are typically a pretty nice person. They're just not like you. Like, I'm okay with being by myself sometimes, you know what I mean? But a high maintenance friend, they typically don't like being by themselves. They don't enjoy their own company. They need to always be doing something. And if they really like talking to you, that's what they're going to want to do. They're going to want to call you. They're going to want to hang out with you. So it's kind of like they see you as like their bestie, or you're a priority to them. And there's nothing wrong with that. The thing about having a high maintenance friend is that you have to kind of walk on eggshells in that friendship, which can be very difficult. You have to set boundaries without actually setting boundaries and making them feel bad. You tiptoe around their feelings because typically the high maintenance friend is very sensitive. So you don't want to say things like, girl, I need space. I'm not your man. You have to tiptoe around their feelings, and that can be a job in itself. But if you want to maintain this type of friendship, which I think you can if you try and if you see value in this relationship and you see that there is good with the bad, I say that you need to let them know, hey girl, maybe not this weekend, but next Saturday, me and so are gonna go grab food. Can you join us? Make them feel like they're still a part of your life, but do it on your own terms, instead of allowing them to always make all the plans so that you can continuously be the disappointing friend. I had to do that with a friend of mine. We're still friends. You have to include them in your life, but you make sure you do it in your own terms. You text them maybe on Monday and say, hey girl, hope you have a great week. This Friday, I'll be able to chat for a bit when I get off work. I'll give you a call. This week's gonna be a little bit hectic. Give them the heads up about what's going on with you so they don't have a reason to say you're being distant. This is the way I've maneuvered this type of friendship, because you don't necessarily want to lose this person, because the high maintenance friend isn't always a bad friend. A lot of times they are the one that's there when you need somebody to talk to, because they're waiting to hear from you anyways. So a high maintenance friend has pluses and minuses, and if your high maintenance friend isn't being rude and disrespectful and bringing you down when you have to have your me time, then I say keep that high maintenance friend. You don't necessarily have to end that relationship. This next friend is a little dangerous. This is the copycat friend. This friend can also be considered a jealous friend too, because if you don't watch it, they'll steal your man. Or they'll try to, because if he can be stolen, he ain't your man. No, but the copycat friend, this friend really does admire you. They look at what you do and they want to do it too. They love how you dress. They love what you look like. They love your ideas, and they love to steal them and make them their own. Have you ever had that friend that you've told things to, like I'm gonna get my hair cut this way, or I'm gonna buy this dress on this website, and they beat you to the punch? Yeah, at first you don't really notice it and you don't want to be picky and say anything about it, but after time, you start to see them continuously doing that. You can't help but acknowledge this person is tripping. They are stealing my whole identity, like on some single white female stuff. You gotta watch this kind of friend. This can be a little bit dangerous. These are the type of people you don't want to share your ideas with, because if you're gonna copy everything I'm wearing and everything I'm saying on Instagram, I had a girl who was stealing my quotes off of Instagram and didn't even give me my credit. Girl, if you don't give me my credit. And I started to see that she was posting the same type of content that I was posting, and I would post a fitness picture and she would post one the same day with my quote kind of in it, with changing a word around or two. And they say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but it doesn't mean it's not annoying, right? Like, it's very hard to like watch someone completely try to steal your whole swag and you ain't getting no credit. Like, at least give me my credit. This person will steal your ideas. I mean, we've all seen it before, right? We've seen it in the media where these are two women that are best friends, and then 2 years later you see them going at each other's necks on the internet because someone stole someone's $1 million idea. You know, you just gotta be careful around this person. There's red flags you'll see with this person. They will typically copy what you do and give you no credit. They will listen to what you say and repeat it back to you like as if it's their own thoughts. They will come around you and your man and, you know, maybe a little overly friendly. I mean, these are just a few things I can think of that can tell you that you have a copycat friend on your hand. Just make sure whatever you do with this type of friend, you make sure you keep your lips sealed when it comes to your great ideas and your plans for your future. You gotta slowly step away from this friendship, because not only are they a copycat, they're probably a little jealous, and they're probably a frenemy in the making. Trust me, I've been there. The next person that I want to talk about is the broke mindset friend. This is the friend that likes you just where you're at. Stay right where you are. Don't you try to change. Don't you try to get better at life. Don't you try to lose weight. Don't you try to make more money. Don't you leave that toxic relationship. What you mean? That's all you got. It don't get better than that. So what if he smacks you? So what if he don't spend money on you, girl? At least you got a man. At least you got a job. I mean, you ain't that overweight. Girl, eat that cake. Girl, blow that money. Girl, that girl will keep you right here, and that's where she wants you to be. And it's really not because she's a bad person. That's all she knows. But if you're leveling up and you're trying to become something in this world, you cannot have those kind of people around you. You will always feel guilty for bettering yourself. You'll feel guilty for going back to school. You'll feel guilty for thinking you deserve that job. You'll feel guilty for leaving that terrible relationship. That friend wants you right where you are because it makes them feel comfortable. I always say this, and it's not to say this person is jealous of you, because they very well may not be. They just may not know any better. But people who see you trying to elevate, that triggers some people. Because if you go higher than what they believe, you're showing them that their ceiling is not your ceiling. And that triggers people. You know what I mean? It's like when they think that life is just gonna get about right here, this is as good as it gets, and you show them that that's not the case for you, they don't feel like you have anything in common anymore. So instead of stepping away from you, they're going to bring you down because they just can't believe that you have the audacity to think bigger. That's detrimental to your growth. Watch the broke mindset friend. I remember just so many times wanting to do some things in my life that I thought were going to better me, and having people really make me feel like I was crazy. You know, like, how you gonna pay for that school? Oh, you're just gonna move to New York. Who you gonna stay with? Where you gonna work? Oh, you gonna get out of that relationship, girl? At least he got some money. I mean, but he cute though, girl. I mean, listen, everybody's gonna have issues. Girl, yes, these things are true. And those are thoughts that I had as well. But when you get to know yourself and you start having faith that you deserve better, you gotta move better. And if you don't have people around you that have that same faith, you will start to not have it as well. You've got to distance yourself from people who just don't see the bigger picture like you do. It's not because you think you're better than them. It's just because you want better for you. I saw people's true colors when I decided to be the better version of Pam. You know, and I used to ignore it. I had some friendships that I had from childhood that it took me well into my late 20s to release those friendships, because I wasn't realizing that these people were really bringing me down, telling me I was a bad friend because I didn't jump when they say jump, you know, making me feel terrible for wanting more out of my life, or not being available to kick it with them and party all the time anymore. It's like, if our friendship is based on me partying and that's not where I'm at right now, then I don't think we have anything in common. And it's not that I'm better than you or you're better than me, we're just not on the same page. So these are just a few types of friends that I've encountered during my life journey that I felt like maybe these aren't the best types of people for me to have around me if I want the best for myself. So if you have any friends like this, remember, you don't think you're better than them. You just know that this is not for you, and it's not going to help you become the better version of yourself. So release the relationships, and you don't have to announce the releasing. You don't have to text these people, girl, I'm out of here. I don't need you in my life. You bringing me down. You don't have to do all of that, girl. No, we are grown. You go do what you're supposed to do, and those people will fall off on their own. I promise you they will. And if they don't fall off, then you know they do care about you, and they will check in, and they will check themselves, and you'll be their next inspiration. You'll get a message from them one day saying, dang, you know what? I see you working hard. You ain't partying no more. You stopped drinking, you stopped smoking, you stopped kicking it, but dang, look at you now. Remember, everything you're doing, you're inspiring people. And don't let being lonely make you make bad decisions, like going back to old relationships and old friendships that you've already outgrown. It's okay to outgrow people. We outgrow our clothing styles, we outgrow job situations, we outgrow so many things in life, but that's part of your evolution. We gotta evolve. So evolve, little sis. It's okay. Your tribe awaits you. The higher version of you has other people around you too, because those people are gonna help you become the better version of yourself. So don't despise the new beginnings that are ahead of you. Go run towards them. All right? I challenge you this week to evaluate your relationships and also evaluate where you are, because as long as you feel stuck, you're going to continue to have stuck people around you. So get unstuck. Figure out what you need to do this week. It is Monday or Tuesday or whatever day it is you're watching this video. Make your plans for this week to be a productive week. Don't leave an hour to waste. And if you have friends that you do want to speak to and see, schedule those times in to hang out. Give yourself an hour, hour and a half on Saturday to go grab a lunch with a girlfriend. Not saying don't have friends, but don't let them run your life when you know you have your own agenda and your own priorities. You've got to move like a grown woman with things to do, because that's what you are. All right, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.